Good morning on behalf of Attorney Karen Jimeno. This is George Cahiles. Two young nominees from the progressive Kabataan Partylist will share their aspirations for the country here at the forefront. Just past the bar last 2023, she leads Kabataan Partylist as its first nominee in the upcoming elections. Representing the youth, she's offering her legal participation in the policymaking. Who is Attorney Renee Co? Why does she want young people's voices represented in Congress? What are the concerns of millennials like me and Gen Zs like her? The first nominee of Kabataan Partylist, Attorney Renee Louise Co. Good morning, Attorney.
Good morning. Thank you very much for having us here. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, we will be starting off our conversation with a game. No, we will be showing you photos.
Yes.
Then I'll give you 30 seconds to just give your impression or your thoughts about those photos. And wait for me to say timer starts now before you begin, okay?
Okay, sige.
All right, G. Okay, so first photo. Malabon under flood waters in 30 seconds. Share your personal experience of your home submerged in flood water since 2006. Timer starts now.
I know this place. Nasa may barangay po namin yan. And kami bilang taga Malabon, 4 na beses kung naranasan yung ganitong klaseng baha. And ito rin yung reason kung bakit narito ako ngayon dahil yung mga iba't ibang paraan kung paano nasasalanta ang mga pamilyang Pilipino. Kami, no, na lagpas tao yung baha. Gusto kong solusyonan through policy making.
Okay. So, ikwento mo naman sa amin, paano ba mabuhay sa lugar na madalas na binabaha?
So, laging feeling mo nasa peligro. Every time na malakas yung ulan, tas matagal, iisipin mo na, kailangan ko na bang mag-akyat ng gamit? No? So, this happened nung Millennium, nung Ondoy, nung 2012 Habagat, and very recently, no, 2024 Habagat, no, and Typhoon Christine din. Yeah. So, nung most recent one, hindi talaga inasahan ng mga tao, if naalala natin. Doon napakaraming gamit yung nabasa. Marami akong mga gamit since elementary pa na inalagaan ko talaga. Wala. So
you're saying na walang masyadong pagbabago since 2006 until the recent Typhoon Christine?
Yes. So mga flood control projects na pinupondohan, no? Meron tayong disaster calamity fund na asan kaya napupunta to kung milyones, bilyones even yung nilalaan dito, pero ang end result na nakikita ng mamamayan ay nasasalanta pa rin sila. Wala pa rin pagbabago.
Is this the reason why you're advocating for mitigation of climate change, among others?
Yes po. Agenda 9 of the 10-point youth agenda is actually climate action. So bahagi siya ng panawagan natin that affected Filipinos of calamities, whether it be typhoon, whether it be lahar flow, volcanic eruption, should be able to receive yung kanilang assistance para makapag-get back on their feet.
All right, so let's go to the second photo. The first rally as an activist.
Yeah.
Now, in 30 seconds, share your experiences as a student joining your first rally in 2016. Timer starts now.
I was third year undergraduate political science here. And I remember during class, we looked at Twitter and dun lalabas yung news na i-bury na pala si Marcos today.
Okay.
And ang naalala kong vibe or atmosphere ng class ay shocked and indignant. And lahat kami lumabas wanting to be part of a mobilization at sumalubong sa amin yung maraming tao. Ganon din yung feeling. Ito ang result.
Bakit ganon yung reaction nyo? What do you know about, that situation? Anong significance ng paglilibing kay Marcos sa libingan ng mga bayani?
Marcos is not a hero. No? Ito yung hindi lang nalaman namin through independent research, pero ito rin yung lived experiences na shinare ng mga biktima at ng mga patuloy na nanawagan for hustisya. So, noong naupo si Duterte, ito isa sa mga commitments niya, we were already wary. Pero when nagkaroon ng clandestine burial, hindi inasahan. At doon siguro nag-occur sa akin na no matter how polite we are, no matter how mabait no, yung politika ng kabataan, madali ang i-etsapuera ng mga nasa kapangyarihan if they have self-interests that they want to protect.
How did your parents react when they found out na aktivista ka?
They actually found out on my graduation day. They didn't know na I was part of this mobilization, but parang naging mas brave ako as time went by. Kasi there is no reason to be afraid or to be scared to be part of mobilizations like these. This is direct action by the people para ipagpanawagan yung boses na dito nga sina-silence. Kasi gusto namin, no, na mapanagot si Marcos and si Duterte, pero nagtutulungan sila para ma-uplift yung sarili nila, mapabango yung pangalan nila in history. So, ako, yung reaction ng parents ko, a little shocked, but eventually, ay cool-heartedly nilang tinanggap yung decision.
Pero pinaliwanag mo sa kanila kung bakit?
Yes. Parang after every mobilization or after every effort, lalo na ngayong campaign period, I tell them where I go. I tell them kung anong importance ng gawain. And every time na may nakakausap kaming kabataan or a group, ano yung mga issues nila so that they also understand. Because the issues na nararanasan ng mga nakakausap ko, yun din yung nararanasan namin.
Of course, nowadays, kapag aktivista ka, hindi madali yun, no? Because you're facing a lot of challenges, probably threats along the way. Paano mo kino-confront yun? Paano mo hinaharap yung ganitong sitwasyon?
Through tireless persuasion and also patient and kind explanation. So, actually, maraming instances nga because of my mere presence, no, or merely campaigning for kabataan with hawak collaterals, red tagging yung sinusukli sa amin. Pero kapag in-explain naman namin na no, we're doing this because we want to represent the youth voice in Congress. Marginalized sector yung kabataan at yung mga issues na gusto naming ma-resolve, tinataboy sila kung walang boses doon. So, with that explanation, we're able to garner support din, lalo na sa mga even, nire-red tag kami to my face.
Alright, sige. But anyway, on to the next photo. UP student Regent. Wow. In 30 seconds, paki-explain sa amin kung ano ang UP student Regent at paano ka naging student Regent noong 2021. So you have 30 seconds and timer starts now.
The UP Student Regent is the representative of more than 50,000 students of the University of the Philippines system from UP Baguio to UP Mindanao. It sits in the 11-member board of regents that decides on everything in this university. And so I represent the student sector, the student demands and interests during my time, 2021 to 2022, safe reopening of schools and academic freedom defense.
Okay, because that's the pandemic time.
Yes. And also, just a very fun story I'd like to maybe share a little bit. Hindi pa ako nakapag-oath, pero biglang inabrogate unilaterally yung UPD&D Accord. So yun yung trial by fire ko, na I had to contact all the president, the chancellors, the groups. We all have to come together to defend academic freedom, to call for the upholding of the UPD&D Accord.
Pag sinabing UPD&D Accord, paki-explain mo nga ulit sa atin kung ano to, just for the benefit of our viewers.
Yes, so the UPD&D Accord is a mutual agreement between the Department of National Defense and the University of the Philippines that if papasok yung mga military, no, they have to do it with prior notification. If gagawa sila ng arrest, if mag-affect sila ng search warrant, or even no for any visit, no, because this is created at a time noong may large distrust, no, doon sa military, sa pagdedesaparecidos nila, sa pagdukot, pag-aresto lang bigla ng mga estudyante for being part of a student movement. So, this is in understanding, no, that we have to protect academic freedom. And yung unilateral abrogation without consultation, without prior notification to the University of the Philippines is an affront, an attack to academic freedom.
Now, being a student regent, sitting sa board, sabi mo may 11 members,
yes,
how did that prepare you? Siguro, potentially, if makakaupo kayo sa Kongreso, how did that prepare you for that scenario?
Para siyang, trial period, no, kung anong mas intense mong gagawin on a national scale. You have to consult with your sectors, with your stakeholders, anong gusto nyong mangyari. Kailangan nyong bumuo ng campaigns with them para kung ano yung issues and demands na gustong patampukin ay maging reality. And then at the end, no, meron kang mga people in power, in authority that have different views doon sa demands ng students. So it's up to the youth representatives, student representatives, to battle it out, no? Parang ipakita na ito yung pangailangan ng pinakamalaking sektor ng edukasyon, ng kabataan. Kailangan maging kakampi kayo dito sa laban natin.
I'm sure it's very demanding. Pero paano binabalanse yung oras mo bilang estudyante at the same time representation sa Board of Regents?
I was a law student then.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. It's more difficult, right?
Yeah. So, nagawa naman ng paraan. Mostly during the day. That's the entire time na magbi-meeting kami, pupunta kami sa kung saang UP campus, makikipag-set ng training or mag-speak engagement. And at night, I study. And I make time to attend my classes, no? Sa mga, especially walang conflict na schedule.
And baka mas madali yung mga classes mo ngayon dahil nasasanay ka na. Alam mo na kung ano yung mga ibang mga batas and all. So it's gonna be easier.
Na-apply ko siya in real time. Kaya parang complementary din yung gawain ko and yung pinag-aaralan ko.
Alright, let's go to the next photo. As youth convener of Isang Bayan. So in 30 seconds, how were you chosen as youth convener of Isang Bayan in 2021? And what advocacies did your group push for? Now, timer starts now.
I was at the launch of Isang Bayan and I was selected with my fellow youth convener, Ray Reposar, to gather the youth, no? Create a 9-point youth agenda that will be the unity points for our sector to usher in competent and trustworthy 2022 national administration. And so it was a privilege to be selected and to work with Justice Carpio and all the legal luminaries, sectors in Isang Bayan.
All right. Sige. Follow-up question siguro. How was it like, no? Joining civil society group like Isang Bayan with, sabi mo nga, legal luminaries and individuals sa civic sector. Paano nyo pinupush yung agenda ng kabataan pagdating dyan?
We definitely felt that as youth, yung perspective namin was important. But also, internally, syempre, kailangan din siyang struggle. Yung Isang Bayan is also a microcosm where syempre, maraming mga groups at marami silang mga gustong ipaglaban and perspectives. So, isa kami doon sa marami na yon. And so, we have to continuously assert ourselves, no? Para yung perspective namin, i-honor, and syempre, still, we were at a table where our voices were part of decision-making processes. So, it's some level of difficulty, pero it was a privilege to work with, no? Isang Bayan.
But can you explain to us? Kasi syempre, in the past elections, hindi lahat ng mga ini-endorso ng Isang Bayan ay nakakalusot at nakakaupo. Why is that? Ano kaya sa tingin mo yung factors? Why it happened?
Syempre, yung nakita din naming parang after assessment, we have to improve the campaign that we wielded. Kasi good governance is very important, but that is not what surveys show, no? To be the gut issue of Filipino people. Ang gut issue nila, bigas, yung presyo nito, yung presyo ng mga bilihin, etc. So, if ang platform namin is used to, show that our candidates will be able to comprehensively, provide solutions to these social ills. Okay. We could have had a better run, I suppose.
Yeah, of course. But let's go sa Kabataan Partylist. Sa next photo.
Yeah.
So in 30 seconds, describe how you joined Kabataan Partylist in 2018 all the way to becoming the first nominee in this year's elections. Okay. So timer starts now.
When I was a first-year law student, I joined the UP Diliman chapter, which was centered around law. So we helped out in passing resolutions, drafting them, and then later I became the executive vice president, convening meetings, consultations, providing chapters with campaign memos to be able to usher in people's campaigns. And now, as first nominee, leading Kabataan Partylist.
Bakit ganun yung trajectory nung siguro career path mo? No? Kasi kung binasa ko yung profile mo, you started as a student journalist, no? Tapos ngayon, napasok ka sa isang political party.
Yeah.
Bakit ganun yung pinasok mo?
I think I was a student journalist because I loved writing and I was personally affected by how it can be very moving.
Yeah.
When I was young, my father dictated his poem to me about a famine in Africa. And I was moved to tears kahit parang 6 years old lang at nun. Pero I wanted to ensure that my writing will make sure na hindi mangyari ulit yung ganong klaseng paghihirap.
Kaya pumasok ka sa ganito, sa political party.
So, I entered journalism because I want writing to be my venue to do that. Pero I found na hindi lang enough din yung nagsusulat ka. Kailangan binoboses mo rin. Kailangan directly kang nag-organize para mas marami kang kakampi doon sa gusto mong pagtanggal ng kahirapan, no? Yung hustisya na gusto mong makamit na panlipunan. And this is where I am at now, I guess.
Of course, our Representative Raul Manuel did pretty well in the Congress. Talagang kino-cover siya ng media, yung sound bites niya laging pumapasok, no, kapag may issues. So, siguro lang sa mga nagtataka, bakit hindi na siya tumatakbo ngayon? Ba't hindi na siya nominee ng Kabataan Partylist? Can you explain that, please?
Because in the Partylist law, the youth, if you want to represent that sector, meron siyang age limitation, no? Specifically, it says not more than 30.
Okay.
Yeah, so when you turn 30, graduate ka na. So kaya a lot of our party list representatives, at most 1 term lang. Pero may ilan naka 2 terms, pero 2 terms is the maximum. So Rep. Raul Manuel turned 30, so graduate na siya. So ako din, pag nag-30 na ako, ibang representative naman.
So at least umiikot, no?
Yes.
Hindi na monopolize yung posisyon.
We ensure that to be the genuine voice of the youth, bahagi ka talaga ng kabataan and hindi yung overage ka, tas you purport to represent the youth.
Okay, sige, pag-usapan natin yun mamaya. Anyway, next photo is award-winning paper on the West Philippine Sea. Now, in 30 seconds, share the gist of your award-winning paper, and the timer starts now.
So, we found that the Hague ruling said that there were UNCLOS violations by China when it did island dredging, when it destroyed coral reef environments. And through my research, we found that in other international norms, hindi lang Philippines yung may right na magsabi nilabag yung aming yung karapatan namin, pero other countries as well. And they can file cases as well.
Okay, now, dahil nabanggit mo yung problema, no, sa West Philippine Sea, ano yung proposal ng Kabataan Partylist? Long-term solution siguro to ease attention and maresolba yung problema dyan, territorial-wise at yung binabanggit mo na impact sa environment.
Actually, nasa part ng recommendations ng paper ko na other countries, and we can explore improving multilateral relations so that international pressure against China is implemented para tumigil yung kanilang parang dredging and island building activities that are harmful to the marine environment in the West Philippine Sea. So our long-term solution, no, una, demilitarization. Hindi dapat nag-intensify yung conflict in that area so as to worsen not only yung possibility of war, possibility of conflict, but also matanggal din yung degradation of the marine environment. And kung kakampi natin, no, yung karamihan ng mga countries to do that, ito'y possibility.
How will you compare the Duterte administration and the Marcos administration's approach in terms of resolving or siguro confronting the issue sa West Philippine Sea?
Siguro for me, nothing really changed. Both of them are parang playing balancing games with US and with China. No, US because for so long tali yung economic, political interests nila sa mga policies natin. And with China, as a burgeoning imperialist, no, yung maraming economic interests din nila na tinatali sa atin through contracts, no? And dumami yan under the 30th term, and they're still here around Bongbong Marcos. So, they're still doing that balancing act. And in this balancing act, nakakalimutan yung totoong interest ng mga mamamayang Pilipino. How are we able to really implement an independent foreign policy? It means kailangan natin ng malalakas na industries, no? So that hindi tayo natatali sa mga debts ng these both countries. That model did not really change in Bongbong Marcos, so I can't say anything changed.
So parang walang better for you. All right. Sige, now, let's go to the next photo. Of course. Wow, cutesies. Now, anyway, you're a fur mom, no?
Yes.
So describe yourself as a fur mom and how obsessed are you with cats? Timer starts now.
Okay, these are Vinky and Chovy. Pandemic babies namin sila. Nakuha namin sa garbage noong pandemic. But ako, ever since bata ako, I really love cats. I love animals, actually. And so, whenever I see a cat, syempre, I can't help but pet one or magdala ng pagkain konti para makapagbigay sa kanila. Very, very cute. And I hope na in the future, no, I get to keep cats as well.
Okay, ngayon, ilan yung cats mo sa bahay?
Currently, dalawa sila. The fatter one, you might see here, is Vinky. The smaller one is Chovy. Mukhang magkakaroon kami ng bago. Pangalan niya George. Tapos para siyang 10-year-old cat that's loitering around.
She's loitering around.
Loitering around our house kasi feeling niya maganda ata yung upbringing nila. What if joiners ako? Ganun
So,
yung levels.
adopt niyo siya.
Mukhang mangyayari ganun.
So, what's with cats? I mean, bakit can you call it an obsession from your end?
Di naman siguro obsession, pero immense affection. Kasi ang cute naman nila, di ba? Tapos ako, gusto ko lang, feeling ko dahil maaruga akong person. And so, natatranslate yung innate na bahagi na yun sa sarili ko. Hindi lang sa kanila, no? Pero actually, sa people I work with, sa collective ko, maybe the people I work with can attest to na parang maaruga ako and gusto ko matranslate din yun on a societal level. Maging maaruga tayong lahat. Ganyan.
Why cats, not dogs?
Interesting question. Ako, inisip ko rin yun eh. Bakit nga ba? Kasi yung kapatid ko, dog person. So, ako, ewan ko, ano sila eh, graceful, lithe, small. I think yun din yung gusto kong energy for myself. So, hinahanap-hanap ko sa kanila. Pero ako, I welcome all animals. Meron nga kaming trend sa nominees na hug-hug namin yung mga cats and dogs and kung ano mga animals yung nakita namin during our campaign trail.
Alright. Now, but of course, kung isa kang fur mom, dapat nag-a-advocate tayo ng responsible being a pet owner, di ba?
Yes.
So, kailangan ba ng batas para dito? Malaking problema ba yung pagkakaroon ng maraming stray cats, stray dogs, stray animals?
Currently, dahil hindi spayed, hindi neutered, yung karamihan ng mga stray animals, no, nagiging uncontrolled yung population. So yes, I support yung mga iba't ibang initiatives to be able to do that. Pero, no, ginagamit din kasi yung batas na to unduly harm these animals, to make decisions for their lives, no? Yung lalo na mercy killing, nagiging rampant siya in the Philippines, and even euthanasia. So, ako, hindi dapat ganon. We can start with control through spay, neutering, no? Through local ordinances. Pwede ring batas, no? And of course, ma-ensure na hindi sila nahahayaan lang sa lansangan, na hindi naaalagaan yung welfare nila.
Alright. Now ngayon, let's talk about the alliance between Vice President Sara Duterte and Senator Amy Marcos. You tag them. Kabataan Partylist tag them as Uniteam 2.0.
Yes.
Can you explain that? Bakit ganon?
Oo. Kasi nagpaplastikan lang sila. Kasi tama naman dahil Amy Marcos wants to ensure the Mindanao vote goes to her. Sara Duterte wants to ensure that she isn't removed from power. So this is simply a short-term alliance so that yung ends na gusto nilang ma-meet mangyari. Hindi ito totoong alliance of principles, of values, or of track record. I guess yung track record nila, which is yung pambubusabos at santaboy ng mamamayang Pilipino, dun sila nag-unite for themselves. No? But sa tingin natin, yung kaitiman ng kanilang politika ay gustong magsanib puwersa para sa sarili nila. And we condemn that, no? And yung gusto naming mangyari is we replace the rotten politics of the Philippines with alternative politics of hope and struggle na bit-bit ng kabataan.
I've read in an article you called Vice President Sara Duterte as Delulu.
Yes.
Can you explain that, please? Bakit ganun ang description mo sa kanya?
Kasi she's always playing victim. She's always saying na yung iba't ibang puwersa ay out to get her personally and her family. But that's not what's happening. What's happening is that the people are clamoring, calling, and working for justice. Justice that's been denied to them under President Duterte's term dahil pinapatay niya yung mga tao, no? At nagnakaw ng napakarami through confidential funds. The model that he used as Davao Mayor back in 2011, 2010, ganyan, and dala rin niya in his presidency and in the vice presidency of Sara Duterte. Kaya nga nasiwalat, no, kay Vice President Sara na yung anomalya ng paggamit niya ng confidential funds. We are not out to get them. The people are simply calling, clamoring, working for justice. And it's working, no? And we have to ensure that to the end ay makamit yon.
Parang nakikilala ka ngayon sa mga one-liner comments mo because you even called former President Duterte as, parang you mentioned na parang paawa effect naman.
Yes.
Again, can you explain that again?
Kasi paano naman, kung titignan mo naman kung paano niya umasta doon sa ICC hearing, as if he is actually really frail, even though nagkaroon ng findings yung medical team no, ng ICC that he is in perfectly healthy condition. This is a tired tactic of many politicians to garner sympathy. Na maglalagay sila ng neck brace, ala Gloria Arroyo, nasa wheelchair sila, and they will shake on camera so as maybe people won't be as harsh on them. Pero kung siyempre babalikan lang natin kung ano bang ginawa nila sa term nila, how much taxpayers' money did they waste and evade accountability from the people? How many of their policies are anti-people and caused widespread hunger, poverty, suffering for Filipino families? Kaya matatag yung loob ng Kabataan Partylist na maningil ng accountability. And ito yung ginawa ni Representative Raul Manuel nung kaharap niya si Duterte, no? Dun sa congressional hearings, even Vice President Sara. And this is something that we will continue to hold on to and practice, no? As long as we're here, not even outside Congress, no? As we clamor and call for justice and accountability.
Renee, political dynasties. What is your message to the youth, no, in relation to political dynasties?
They do not carry yung deserve na kinabukasan natin. Ang bit-bit ng napakaraming political dynasties ay simply interest for themselves through the passing of policies that is beneficial to keep them in power. And that's why hirap tayo no, makapagpasa ng anti-political dynasty bill. Bakit din napakarami nilang government contracts na friend nila or yung through nepotism, no? And so, yung ating panawagan ay taong bayan naman. Huwag yung pare-pareho nang sila. Let's introduce in Senate and in Congress yung mga walang connections to dynasties, to big businesses, at yung talagang may puso para sa mga sektor na nasa laylayan, na api, ang iluklok natin sa kamangyarihan.
Even the party system ay pinapasok na ng mga political dynasties.